Hey, what's going on, world? It's me again, Ethan Smith, aka Big Sarge, in charge. Not a you, just myself. And another wonderful Sunday edition of Grunt Speak, Whiskey Charlie, as I'm speaking on the intro, where everybody welcome, but everybody cannot and will not be a member. If you don't hold that certain MOS identifier, 11B, 11 Charlie, 03, 11, 11 Mike. Yeah, I guess that's Mech. I don't be remembering. I know 11B light infantry, but you know who you are. So Grunt speak on it. Shout out to Shooter Six, Killer Six. He not here today. He out in the ATL checking out something. So it's me and you today, Whiskey Charlie.
Yes, sir.
How's everything?
Everybody, Whiskey Charlie out here in Southeast Texas. You know, we're doing our thing out here, but welcome everybody.
I'm liking that backdrop. You real live over there. You done went from not being seen to want to be seen to all the way official.
Hey man, you gotta go. If you're gonna go all out, you gotta go all out. You can't just mess around with the basic bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you. So, what all did you get done at the house today?
Man, I just did some yard work, man. Hey, taking care of outside, doing a little inside stuff. But I tell you what, ever since I've been raised and by my dad and my mom, but the most important thing I've always been told is you take care of your outside of your house, and that would take care of 99% of the people that have that perspective, of course, on you and what's in and around you. So, of course, that goes being said, as an infantryman and as an individual, you've got to take care of course, your outside appearance. You know, Big Sarge over here doing his rough marches on a daily basis, drinking his water, taking care of his outside appearance first, right? That's what everybody looks at you for. They look out on the outside, right?
Yeah.
What matters, but you know, the craziest thing ever is what is the most important thing, what's on the inside. You know, at the end of the day, you know, inside the house, inside you, is what matters the most. That's what brings the house together, and that's what brings your life together, and overall in the general.
Absolutely.
You got to take care of the inside. Take care of the inside. I mean, outside is a good piece to take care of, man. It's good to look good. It's good to feel good, and everything else. I mean, to feel good and to look good, you got to come into yourself and feel good.
Absolutely. Indeed. I remember before once when I first started out and I was doing inspirational videos and I was out in front of my car checking my oil, and I was saying, you know, nobody cares about, you know, the outside. You want it to look good, feel good, but as you said, you know, you want to make sure that inside is real good too. But you never really get a second chance to make a first impression. So if the outside don't look right, they never want to come in.
Exactly. And that's the same thing. That goes with the personnel, though, right?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of people, and I say that, not a whole lot of people is going to care what you look on the outside. If you're a good person at heart, that's where most of your friends, your family, the true people that care for you, is where they're going to find you. That's where you're going to find that true love. You know, a lot of people say it's all about looks these days. I've noticed recently that it's not about looks. It's all about right here in the heart, inside you, right? It's all about what you put in, like as in your feelings, your heart, whatever you put in. It don't matter if you're big, round, fluffy, if you're extra skinny, whatever it is, you know. And that's where it goes to my battles out there, you know, when it comes to, you know, they're looking for that special someone, everything else. That I suggest hey, man, you got to just be yourself, man. You got to be who you are. You got to be willing to show them who you really are. Don't try to be anybody else but yourself, man.
Absolutely.
That's the only way you're ever going to make anything of yourself, is by being yourself. Like, nobody can be you. Like, you're special. You're unique in your own ways.
Yep, indeed. Or as I like to say, no matter what others may think of you, know that it's okay to just be you. As you said, be yourself. Be yourself. And while you're talking about that, that brings me to something that we could talk about tonight about being yourself. And you talked about something about when you were younger. Your father told you when you were younger, you know, make sure that the outside look good and get the inside appearance right as well. But it starts with people see what you present. And when I was on my walk today, and where I want to go with that is, are you so focused on the old you that you can't see the new you and what you called to? And what do I mean by that? This morning when I was out rucking, I wanted to put in my 10 miles today because I was just frustrated this morning. I was just like, I need to go walk. Walking is like my relief. So when I went on a walk, I set my mind 10 miles. I didn't have a route or I didn't know which way I was going to go, but I figured, hey, I've walked to Shooter's house before and it was 8 miles and I'm still in the same neighborhood that I used to live in. In all actuality, I realized I was 4 miles from the old place that I used to live at today. And that was kind of the route I took, went walked over my old hill. And when I got by my old apartment complex, I remember just God speaking to me like, yo, sometimes you still looking at yourself like y'all still at this old apartment complex or what you was doing when you first got back here. You don't see the new you and what I'm calling you to do and what you beginning to do because you still looking at the old you. And I think a lot of times as grunt brothers and infantry guys, that's what happened in our life. Hold on. What you doing, love? Your plate on the table. As infantry guys in life, we get so busy wrapping up in the warriors that we used to be and the things that we used to do that we don't see who we are right now. And it's hard for us sometimes, or it's hard for y'all sometimes, us as well. It's hard for us sometimes to switch over from the battle mindset, the warrior mindset, to the husband mindset, to the father mindset, to the civilian mindset, because you're looking at the old you, what you used to do, and not seeing you for who you are today.
Yeah, well, hey, and I tell you what, as an infantryman, hey, it's about being a busybody. In infantry, we're about being a busybody. We never had downtime, really. If we did, it's a death by PowerPoint, or stuff along that line. But like today, what I did, like one of the things I'm interested in, like you said, you rough march, right? That's your thing, right? You gotta find that hobby that realistic goal, or not realistic goal, but you gotta find that hobby that you're interested in. Like me, myself, I love doing yard work. So what I did after I did my yard today, I went over and talked to my neighbor. I was like, hey, let me cut your yard, man.
Nice.
No problem, man, because that's what I'm into, right?
Right.
That's something that I like doing. It's like something that satisfies me. It gives me that relief. It gives me that comfort. That's what everybody needs to find. Hey, maybe it's lifting weights. Maybe it's rucking. Maybe it's mowing grass. Maybe it's cleaning. Like I get satisfaction in my house whenever I clean my house or do something around my house. Maybe you're a person that it's a work thing. Hey, maybe you're satisfied whenever you go to work and you're able to establish and put some good grounds and making things successful in the business. It all comes around to the end of the day. It all depends on what you get that satisfied. What you get satisfied by. Everybody's got their own thing, but find that peace. Find that thing in you that relaxes you, lets you cool, and lets you, as you're like with me mowing. As I'm mowing, I'm sitting there thinking about different things in my life or different things I need to be doing differently. Because it's something that I can sit there and relax to myself. Of course, putting the earphones in, listening to music, getting down, because it kind of opens up the mind and lets it free, lets you, it kind of speaks to you in certain pieces, depending on, of course, what type of music you listen to. But I'm one of those guys that I listen to everything, hip hop, country, rock, whatever else. But hey, man, sometimes it just opens up your mind and you really get opened up there.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very accurate, Whiskey Charlie. It definitely sometimes just open up your mind. That's pretty interesting. It definitely sometimes just open up your mind. I'm over here messing with this camera on my phone, seeing what's going on. But it definitely sometimes open up your mind, and that's good that, okay, you've taken something old from your life that you enjoy as far as cutting grass and brought that into your new world. You know what I'm saying? And it helps you maybe not to even be stuck with what you used to be. And maybe it could be different for every infantry guy. It's the difference probably between doing 3 years and 12 years, 15, 20 years. Sometimes you become indoctrinated into that type of lifestyle, and it takes you a while to get out of it. You don't just drop what you was doing for 10 or 12 years of your life and then get rid of it overnight. I don't think that's possible. But we do have to start making the way to get over it, to get past it, to get where we want to go. So you can find that new joy and that new peace. And it could be cutting grass. It could be rucking. It could be working out like Shooter. Go ahead.
It could be going it could be going to the range. You know, hey, the civilian life has a range. Maybe you can go down there and lay some rounds around, right? You know what I'm saying?
Sergeant
But then,
Thibodeau. You know Sergeant Thibodeau,
oh, bro, Sergeant Thibodeau be going live, and so Mr. Dubay,
yeah.
Matthew Dubay, man,
Yeah.
them guys right there, dude.
But
I
they've
always see them
been
shooting. I mean, I'm jealous, bro. Like, hey, I like fishing too, man. That's something that comes to heart. But that's where you gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta find out what's true to you. Hey, maybe it's fishing. You know, I see a lot of battles out there fishing, talking about good things. You know, and that's that stress reliever you may need as an individual. You may need to reach out and say, hey, this is what I need. This is what I like to do. You know, and go out there and shout it out, man. Hey, maybe you like working on cars. I've seen Sanchez, one of our previous guys we deployed with. He likes working on cars. He likes doing things like that. You know, hey man.
Sanchez. I don't remember him right offhand, but if he deployed with us, I know he is. Then I just don't remember. I can't put a name with a face right now.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. It's just like you said, what you enjoy. I see Rodriguez, Double R Construction, and he's always posting about what he does and what he enjoys, and things like that. And then you see Wenzel Bucket with the limo service and the things that he's doing, So you have
bro.
you have
that goes to show you though, hey Big Sarge. That goes to show you, hey, all these people that go into the infantry and don't believe that they got anything other than maybe a police officer background when they come out of the infantry. Man, you've got a lot of tools that you use for success.
Oh,
it's
definitely.
Not just the infantry. You got that military background. Hey, you guys, you know what it is. You know what we had to do when you had to go in to basic training. You know the drive and the wheel and the push that you had to do. Same thing you got to do at work, you guys. Same thing you got to do at work. You got to get that wheel, that drive, that push. It don't matter what you are. That label is just a label on you.
Absolutely.
It's a label.
That wheel and that drive and that push again goes back to where you kind of started out earlier when I was talking about to tie it all together, the old with the new. That wheel and that drive and that push, if you're going to take anything old from you from the infantry to help you get through, it is that wheel, that drive, and that push. Now, like you said, we had some downtime, but we didn't have a lot of downtime. When you were in the field, you were working, you were grinding. It was about business. And when you was in garrison, you wanted to be in the field because your downtime was on prime time, death by PowerPoint. So you didn't want that either. You know what I'm saying? But then once you take right, you taking that you're taking that old part of you, that infantry that helped you get through basic training, help you get through deployments, help you get through some rough circumstances. You take that old will and determination, and then you apply that, as Whiskey Charlie was saying, into your new hobby, into your new passion, into your new thing in life. Even as just sitting down at the house, learning your kids, learning your wife. You know what I'm saying? You have to find that thing that you like. You don't get to come home and carry a 240 no more. So you have to find something else to do.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I know what you're saying right there. Also, I mean, hey, you guys, you've got to really find yourself, find that something that connectivity. I mean, that not only goes with work, and that goes also with that love life of yours. Maybe a significant other you don't get along with, whatever else. You gotta find that significant, the similarities. Me and my wife, we don't have a whole lot of similarities, but when it comes to me drinking, she doesn't like it. But at the same time, she comes to a common ground, and we understand each other when it comes to that. And of course, you gotta talk about it. And I know I've talked about it in previous videos, but hey, you just gotta be vocal. You gotta be able to speak for it. You got to be able to talk about it. And come to common grounds. Hey, if you're talking with each other, hey man, that fixes a lot of things. If you don't talk about it and you're arguing about it, it's because you didn't talk about it with the other individual. Hey, this is my thing. This is what I do. So when it comes around to relationships, man, hey, you got to be vocal. Let them know what your hobbies, your habits are, and stuff like that, and what they feel about it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Hey, but doesn't mean it's not gonna. Doesn't mean it's not going to work out. It just means that hey, we got some work to do here, because you got to understand this is the way I feel like it. Like when I drink, my wife doesn't like when I drink. She doesn't like it at all. Me and her come to a common ground that hey, I don't drink as often, or come to certain differences on that situation.
Mm-hmm. I was just checking something out on here. It was saying that I'm not for sure if you're able to live stream, and I'll jump back in watch party because I know now that we go live on the Grunt Speak page, a lot of people on Facebook may not see, and I know my wife dropped a link down in the chat, but I just noticed something that says cross post to more pages, and it looks like I only have my page in there as of right now, but cross post your live video to more pages, so that's pretty cool. It looks like it's going to my business page though. But anyhow, wait, where you go, Whiskey Charlie? You done disappeared on me.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to my page on my computer to make sure I
Ah,
share
okay.
a link up here, just get it out there. So some of my fellow battles and our fellow battles, because that doesn't matter what
Mm-hmm.
company, what when you demoed or anything like that, or served. We're all in here for the same reasons. We're all here trying to reach out to each other and give each other helpful advice. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Helpful advice through a little bit of wise counsel for the things that we've been through in life, and some of the guys that's watching has been through in life, and it may more so help somebody's children, it may help their wife, but again, it's just infantry guys, grunts speaking to grunts and speaking to grunts family to help them get through what they need to get through to find a better version of you. Stop looking at the old you or what you used to be, and don't get so wrapped up in the future you either. See the present you or what you're supposed to do. Like I was saying when I went on that walk this morning, just looking at the old apartment complex, you start looking at where you used to be and what you used to do, and that's what you almost gravitate and get pulled back to. Maybe not a place where you live, but friends that you used to hang with and things that you used to do. Now, some people may not understand that when you move on and you come in a different version and a new version of you, but you have to be willing also to put yourself through the test to make it through. And again, you got to tap into that old part of infantry you to overcome any obstacle that you come to. But don't attempt to carry that throughout the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want to have a productive life with your kids and your wife and everything that you're doing. Hey, you got some jazz music playing?
heck no, that's my daughter's little cartoon movie.
Oh, ain't
She
nothing
was
wrong.
watching. Hey, she was watching. Now it's playing on itself right now in the living room while I sit here and talk while she's in there asleep. She's just like, hey, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Hey,
So,
look, I can tell you this much though. Look, my daughter kind of reminds me of being in the infantry and stuff like that. She has a lot of let's just say habits. We all had our habits of something that we always did while we were in. We
mm-hmm.
always, you know, when you're in, you were either you hung out with a certain particular people, or you did certain things every morning. It was just by line, whether it was following along with the group or outside the group, right? I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you this much that my daughter's just like me when I was in the military. When hey, look, whenever she goes to bed, dude, she goes to bed at the same time. She does the same exact things, no matter what. It doesn't matter. Hey, 8 o'clock on the dot, wakes up at the same time every morning. Everything, man. Hey, look, a lot of our military experiences kind of follow over on our family, especially if you're married or not especially if you're married. If you have that individual, if you're around somebody for so long, you'll
Mm-hmm.
notice that you're changed in their life in a way. And some things are to the good, some maybe to the bad. But I can tell you this much though. Uh, like I still have hobbies or habits that when I was in the military that I feel like it just followed me through, and that's one of the questions that I have for our fellow comrades out there is, hey man, just like to know is like, is there something that you took from the military or your experience through that you take on over with you to the civilian life that either is a pro or a con, either one. Just let us know. I just would like to hear and see if something that you're doing. I know that there's PTSD out there, and that's quote unquote considered a con, but also it's also an experience that you experience in life. But like anything else, like hey, maybe it's you, maybe you're an early bird and early bird awake and the early bird asleep type person, or hey, maybe it's a PT thing, i.e. Big Sarge out here. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes around those things, I like to know, hey, if anybody's out there and they're listening, hey, let us know something that you took from the military life to bring into your civilian life.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Definitely, I know somebody is out there everywhere, and if not, you just drop a comment down in the chat, and during this week, we'll look at that, and we'll make sure we get back to that, just in case you can't see it, because you watching Sunday Night Football, or you doing something else, something crazy like that.
Hey, I'm
Something.
gonna be watching that. Get out of here with that. It means the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Let's go.
Hey, man, it's still Sunday Night Football. That might be an old school thing for somebody. Every Sunday, they know they're going to watch the Sunday night game, especially for men in football season when it's pretty much nothing else. Well, I don't watch TV, so I say it's nothing else on TV, but I have been watching more football lately, probably because I'm in the house with my dad most of the time. So every now and again,
What?
yeah.
Yeah, no, man. Hey, look, if I could do anything, like again, like you're saying, hey, man, everybody has their own. We were saying, like, hey, everybody has their own thing, right? Hey, if I got some spare time, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing some type of yard work, doing some work to my house.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe you invested into a new place. Like I've only been in my house for 4 years. And initially, my dad always told me when I first got to this house, like I'm gonna have all this stuff done in the first year. He's like, you're never gonna have it done in the first year. He goes, time.
Mm-hmm.
Time. It's going to take time, man. That's what a lot of things people don't understand is whether it's your house, maybe it's a family, maybe it's a relationship. Hey, man, everything takes time. You've got to learn to be able to be willing to give and take for whatever's coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things I've learned. Being with my wife now since 2013, so 7 years of marriage and technically 10 years of together. But
Nice.
hey, there's some give and take, and you gotta be willing to give some stuff, but also you gotta stand to what my dad always told me. If you feel like you're 100% true, 100% right on what you believe on a certain situation, stand with that ground. Don't give that ground.
That's true.
And hey, that goes to the military, you guys. Hey, military, if we're gonna stand our ground, we ain't just gonna give it up. If we know it's a better point, better access, hey. We're gonna take it. We're gonna stand ground right there. We ain't gonna give it up. We ain't just
Taking hold position.
gonna hand it over. Yeah, whole position.
That's right. Taking hold position, and that's what you have to do. But you're talking about, excuse me, you're talking about taking time. And I know as I'm talking about this now, and I'm talking about is your old self allowing you, not allowing you to see your new self and your eternal wealth. Well, again, that's going to take time. You're not just going to switch overnight and feel like you got everything done right. And for me, time is one of those things that I don't take a lot of, and I don't have a lot of patience in sometimes. Like doing my coaching and my research and my assessment is like I'm high energy. I want to get it done right now, right then and there, and I want to move on to the next thing. I don't want to wait. I don't want to delay. I want to attack, and hit the objective. Now that I've gotten a little older and God is transitioning me, it's like, yo, you got to slow down a little bit and see it differently. And maybe you can see a little bit more clearly. So if you slow down a little bit and you take the time to get on Grunt Speak and talk to a fellow grunt, go talk to your wife, go talk to a battle buddy, go talk to a friend. If you start putting the time in, then that's when you really begin to see that change in your life. Hey, okay, that's cool. I don't know why I won't let you do that. Probably because we on our own personal page, and I don't think I have it public. So next week, what I'll do is we'll make it public, because I think I have it private. The group is private, but our page is public. So when we're streaming, it's only streaming to the group. As when before, when we was just on the regular Facebook page, any and everybody can see. But it's a link drop down in the chat where it should be on my regular page as well. So that's one of those things, it's just for me and you and whoever see this too. It's just, again, you talked about time. Now we're building in a different way, in a more professional way, to get people to come over to our page, our private group. You know what I'm saying? Not taking the old way we was doing things to just go Facebook Live so people could see us and we just talking, but taking a new way and doing a new thing and having the patience to wait for the people to catch on and get on here and then see that we here instead of just jumping right off and going back like, now ain't nobody there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah, dude. I
So
understand that.
that's
I'll make sure we get out there so I can get it out there so everybody can listen.
yeah, I know. That's
Get it going.
I'm surprised it
Like that.
won't let you share.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. But it is what it is. Hey,
I don't know. I think it let my wife share from her page or phone or whatever was going on. But we'll figure it out again. That's like what do you call that? Trial and error. Every day you hope to get better. Every day you should be planning to get better. Every week you should be planning to get better. Like you said, you don't sit down and watch TV. Anytime you got some free time, you finding something to do. And most of the time I am too. Like most of the time when football is on, if it's not the Michigan game, then I'm pretty much watching it in the background. I know I can just catch the highlights because that's the best part anyway. So I pretty much can have it playing. Seriously, I have it playing in the background while I'm in the kitchen cooking something, looking out into the family room with the TV on, and I'm moving around, I'm moving about. So it's been 3 or 4 years probably since I've sat down and just watched the entire football game. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have that type of time to give up 3 hours of my life to watch some men run around in tights. I'm good on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I can see a lot more better goals to myself than just sit there and watch it. Though, like you said, I take a peek over. I watch the highlights. I take a peek over and watch the maybe a play or two, and then I'm doing something with keep me busy. Maybe I got my earphones and maybe I'm listening to it while I'm doing work. But that's what it is. But a whole lot of people just don't understand. Also that I can let my battles know here is hey. Money's a lot, but you guys, I'm gonna let you know this much that I've realized. I'm 32 years young, but I'm gonna let you know time is more valuable than anything else that you can ever think of, man. So if you got a significant other or you got kids and stuff like that, hey man, that time is more valuable than you can give anything to anybody else. That time is more valuable than anything else you can ever give them. So just take time and spend time. Hey, go out and make a lap around the yard or down the block, or hey man, take them here. I mean, it don't have to be anything with money. Take them to the park. Park don't never cost anything.
Nope.
That time is what's most important. And as in the military, hey, time is very important to us.
Very important.
Time is
if you on time, you're late.
On time, yeah. Being on time is late. Hey, when the mission, if you're successful with the mission, if you're off on time,
on the SP time, it's a problem.
You can fail.
Yikes.
Yeah, you can fail. So it's the same thing in life, you guys. Hey, military is teaching us life lessons here, and I think a lot of people are taking it for granted. I mean, that's something that you can take with you, and if you haven't thought about it, it's something that you can bring over to your civilian life. Hey, you take the time and really realize, and again, take your time as an individual. Take your time, take a step back, and think about what you got and where you want as goals in life, and be successful at it. Hey, you're only successful as you want to be, right?
Absolutely.
If you give up, you give up. You already lost that battle. If you're successful and you find determination and will and the drive to push you through, hey man, there ain't nobody stopping you.
No.
There ain't nobody. You as an individual can be as successful as you want to be. As you want to be. If you want to be successful, you're going to be successful. I don't give a shit who's stepping anybody to step in your way.
That's true.
You're going to be successful.
And here's the thing. You can, and to touch on that, you can be as successful as you want to be, and I'm going to add to that. If you put in a hard work, infantry grunt, no different than we were successful in the infantry and in our battles because although it felt dumb at times, we trained all the time. muscle memory, that 10,000 hours, that repetition, and you have to do it over and over and over again. It don't mean just go talk to your wife tonight about what you feel. You got to be talking to her on a regular basis. You got to always be moving forward and keeping it real. You always have to do that because you want to continue to build that consistency in your life in order to move further in your life. It's just like being in the military. Once you start failing PT tests, you have you have a stigma in your mind to where you're like, oh, I can't pass this thing. So now you failing PT tests on a regular basis because that's what you're seeing. You're looking at the old way you used to do it. And then once you pass one, if you see your way through it, you understand that you can get through it. So you continue to do it and you build that repetition in your life by building on top of that and changing your life. And it's the same thing with me when I'm rucking. That is something that I took away from the Army with me. I realized that rucking allowed me to be peaceful when I can do it freely. I'm not doing it for time. I'm not doing it to keep up. I'm just doing it to keep myself in shape. I'm doing it to keep my mind in shape. I'm doing it because it gives me peace. And you have to find that piece of you that's helping you grow to a better version of you. Because if you continue to carry the old man that you used to be, the big sarge, address me as Staff Sergeant Smith E. If you continue to get lost in that, then you might just get lost in your life too, see?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel you there, Big Sarge. Hey,
I didn't know you were still there, Whiskey Charlie. I'm like, where did Whiskey Charlie go? I guess I'm just going to be going.
I'm trying to get more alcohol, man. Hey, I'm getting low over here. Getting low over here.
So earlier I was telling you this is
look at this little sip here.
The new me attempting to bring in the old me, and this is the old me I won't be bringing in, but the new me is doing something the old me would do, and I'm drinking the beer too. So I ran around the block to the gas station before I called you, and I was looking to get some red wine, but I didn't want to pay the prices that they had in the gas station. So I was like, all right, I'll just grab a beer or something. You got some, what is that blueberry?
Yeah. Yeah.
Send me a picture. Text me a picture of that bottle, and then I don't know what to look for. I'm not screenshotting it right now. I'm in the...
Sorry, I got you.
Yeah, text me a picture of that bottle. So the old me drinking a new beer that I've never had, and it don't taste like beer either. It's kind of a, what is this, a Carbach Brewing Company, Love Street Blonde. So it's very, must be an IPA or something, whatever that mean. I don't know. I just grabbed something that
Hey, look, to me, people like, oh, talking about all specific beers. Like,
I don't know about that.
Depending on the alcohol content, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't even. Only time I'm drinking is if I'm really on Grunt Speak. So it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I forgot you out there in Southeast Texas. Sometimes you be going in and out. Well, while I'm waiting on Whiskey Charlie to come back, we're going to keep on talking about how do you get back from the old you to the new you and what he's telling you to do and what you're supposed to. And we're going to give Whiskey Charlie a second to see what happens for him. He stay out there in the middle of the sticks and all that. Look like he got to call him back. Got everything going on over here. You see the printer over there and the laptop and everything. But again, man, give me 1 second. Tactical pause for the calls. While I'm waiting on Whiskey Charlie to come back, since we couldn't get him to tune in, next time we'll have that. It's taking your old stuff and bringing it to the new updated version of you and seeing what he calling you to. At this time, I'm kind of transitioning to cleansing my life. I'm drinking this gallon of water every day to get right. And that was something that I never did before, but I've heard of the benefits of what it could do for you. But it wasn't anything that I was doing. Uh-oh. Ah, there we go. Hey, hey, now.
Hey, now.
There you go. Okay, cool. You out there in the southeast Texas. I forgot you out there on all that Sutton land property. Sometimes you be losing the signal, and sometimes it be me too. 'Cause I'm surrounded by trees in my neighborhood. So when I go out in the morning and I pull out my phone to get on Facebook, sometimes I'm searching for a signal.
Hey, don't you be going around playing around. You know you live up in the city limits when they have just bushes. Don't you call those trees?
Nah, I got some trees for real. I'm gonna have to show you.
Trees.
This is
But not the ones they just planted yesterday.
Oh
and
no!
they're
Listen
just
to me.
More of a
My next door neighbor, God has truly blessed me. So
naturalist.
God has truly blessed me, man. So I used to go walk in the little woods that what I call the woods. This little strip of forest, little strip of trees next to the old apartment that I used to go walk through. And I think I did a Facebook video, my Mr. Peen, like, man, it's gonna be the last time. And again, taking my old me, not looking at the new place that he moved me to, because now my house is surrounded by trees. My neighborhood is covered in trees. So I have to go out and show you what I'm talking about when it's daylight one of these days. But my next door neighbor, talk about bringing your old into your new. My next door neighbors from California, they've been here for 29 years. They took their old spruce plant when they left California, spruce tree, and brought it to Texas and planted it. Now, 25 years later, 29 years later, that tree is just about tall as the other trees. And here's the thing. I didn't even notice it. I was so busy looking at the other trees, I didn't even notice the evergreen tree that was sticking out. I'm like, man, that tree is weird. But then she started telling me how they brought it with them. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to have it a part of them. So I got some trees that's been around, you know. I don't have none of the trees that you have out there in East Texas, you know, to build dams and bridges and all that stuff they used to do back in the day. But you know, we got a little bit over here this way. Been a city boy all my life.
Hey, look, I've been outside living in Houston for the for actually 10 years of my life. Outside that, I've been in the woods, and I enjoy the quiet, I enjoy the peace and tranquility. I tell you, like, hey, it's nothing like that. Like when you're young, hey, maybe that's that life for you. Maybe it's that uppity thing you need. But when it comes around to it, when you're getting a little older, hey man, it is so much more better when you're out there on your own type deal.
That's true.
It's infantry. We're always out there on our own. You know, hey, we're out there by ourselves, right? And until we need help or until we need something, and that's when the cavalry, you know, comes in and either aids us or fixes our vehicle. You know, as infantrymen or people like us that need the help, come out and help us. And that's when we help. If not, then we help each other.
And
that's the same thing. The same thing with the people in and around the small town. Man, hey, if you need help, my next door neighbors, they're always willing to come over and help me. It feels like I'm got some good battles in and around me without even being infantry.
That's good. Yeah, I've seen you have some barbecues out there. And again, you talking about, you know, getting into the civilian life, because when you're in the Army and we be ragging on civilians, although we civilians as well. You know, when you take that uniform off, people don't know the difference between you and them. So you're a civilian as well to some people. And then sometimes I know we in the Army be like, man, those damn old civilians, they don't know what they doing or what they up to. But now that you out of the Army, you're a civilian too. And you have to learn how to operate by the laws of the civilian land, because they don't do it like the normal Army, man. They don't do it that way. And if you get so caught up in what the Army used to do and what the team leader, squad leader used to say, you're going to find yourself lost out here in the real world today. You're going to be lost. It's no different than when you join the military. Like for me, for example, it was hard for me to transition from a specialist to an NCO. Not because of the work, not because of the responsibility, none of that. Because the feelings of me, the emotional I'm a friendly guy. I like putting people before the task. I want to make sure my squad and my team was happy before everything else was complete. You know, and I figure if you can have your team and your squad happy, then they'll complete the mission for you easily. And for me, I feel like it's a proven fact. It always worked for me. But I realized and I understood when I went from specialist to sergeant, well, specialist to corporal, and corporal to sergeant, and sergeant to staff sergeant, at each stage of my life, at each change in my rank in my career, I had to leave the old part of me. And that was the difficult for me switching from specialist to sergeant, because now I had to not do the work per se, but learn how to delegate the work too. So my team can learn how to move and I can move freely. That was difficult for me. You got to top off. Look, I'm looking forward to the day, man, where we're gonna be on here, and because I know I talked to guys like Torres and Z and things like that, and I know I'm looking forward to the day that we start getting more people on here, especially from around our way. And we have to just really start promoting it more, because the old way of doing things, just waiting for people to show up, man, you pressing your luck. So if we really want to get this message out, and we really want to get this message out, then we really got to tune in. Hey, I feel you. Mine is almost out in my number one dad glass. So there's my finger.
Yeah.
No peanut butter today, huh?
Today is just well, I'm mixing alcohol here. I've done drank wine, beer, and some whiskey, but
You handle it. You handle it well, Whiskey Charlie. You must.
it's a professional. I'm infantry. Okay, we know how to handle alcohol.
You must be doing one of these a day to keep that dehydration away.
I guess water hydrates, and a little bit of Advil doesn't hurt anybody.
There's water in beer. There's water in everything.
Yes, there is. Yes,
So
there is.
anything. I don't want to say everything, but let's just say this: these liquid beverages. I'm just gonna say there's probably a little tap of water in there too. Let me ask you a question though. How was the transition so easy from you to just go from being just a regular infantry guy? Because I remember when all y'all left the 141 and we all kind of, went our separate ways and kind of fell out of touch. What was it because the last time you're still the same to me. You've grown and you've matured, of course, but you still got that same young man energy and a big happy heart who could probably run around for hours all day with all the extra energy. And I've always admired that. But what was the change? What was the shift that helped you change from how you used to do it in the military and how you were able to become more successful in life? Because we got a lot of our grunt brothers out there that's not doing all right.
I think I can take it back to what I was saying earlier. Hey, you've got to take a step back and reality check yourself. When it comes to it, you got to sit there and think. Okay, what your goals in life are, right? Hey, you want a family? You want a good career? Hey, it goes back to our battles. Hey, Wenzel Bucket over there with the limo business.
Yep.
Like, I remember him talking about it when we were overseas.
Oh, was he?
But yeah, bro. He talked about opening his own business and stuff like that. And a lot of our battles, it's all about driving for that dream, driving for that what you thought you were going to do, right? But what was he willing to sacrifice for that? In life, like my biggest goal, I remember since I was younger, was always to be able to have a job that I can support my family, and without my wife having to have a job, and she'd be able to stay home and take care of our kids and stuff like that. And it comes true to this day. It's just because all about the will and the drive that I put into it. I mean, it comes into that time that you really got to step back and say, what do I really want in life? What I really want to do, and what am I willing to give up? You got to realize, sit down and write the pros and cons of what you want to do and what you're willing to give up. I mean, there is times you're gonna have to give up on some things that you do that you're maybe it's something that you're used to doing. Hey, maybe it's you're used to doing in the military or whatever else, but you got to be willing to sacrifice some of those everyday type things of like, hey, look, should I be drinking? As soon as I wake up till I go to sleep type deal, right?
Yeah,
Or hey,
not me.
Hey, maybe it's giving up. Maybe it's an eating habit. Maybe it's something that something that you have to be willing to give up physically to help you get to the job that you want to. Uh, you really got to step back and say, okay, what do I need to do to be successful in my own life? You only can blame yourself for your own success. You can't blame anybody else for your own success.
Mm-hmm.
You've got because you've got every ability, no matter what type of obstacle. No matter what type of thing that you haven't
If you
that's slowing you down. If you maybe you lost an arm, maybe you lost a leg or something like that, you're only slowing yourself down by telling you can't make it, or you can't do it. You've got to literally beat that mindset into yourself that you can be successful no matter what's out there to keep you slowing down. I mean, you see a lot of these, some of these, what is that? Athletes out there that maybe has one arm, one leg. Oh, I'm never gonna make it to the NFL, or I'm never gonna make it here. But that's just your mind. That's just your body telling you can't. But in your mind, you can make it, dude. It
those
matter.
two, what you got? Two twins. I know they both got drafted by the Seattle Seahawks, the Griffin boys. They came out of Florida. Shaquem and Shaquille Griffin, and the one guy's missing a hand. And he's out there making plays. So it's like you said, it's all about what you put your mind to that you're willing to go through to get to where you want to, what you want to do. When I was walking on my ruck today, I did a video on my IG live, and I was talking about my ruck and coming past my old place, and it was like, yo, what are you willing to go through to grow to the best version of you? And a lot of times as infantry guys, we get stuck in that old, I don't even want to call it a warrior, because when I was reading my book, The Four Agreements, they broke down this definition of a warrior, and I don't remember it right now. I could go grab it. And it just blew my mind. It was more so like a warrior is the one who's always just not just battling to kill other people, but battling his way through his life to get through the life that he wants. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when when you become a warrior, and it's like you start to battle your way through to get to a better version of you. That's when you at your truest version of you in order to grow you. But sometimes we get stuck in that old mindset, and in our ego call us back to what we used to do, what we think we should do, and then that ego begins to defeat you. Now you drinking all the time, you smoking all the time, you feel like you losing your goddamn mind. You done lost your wife, you done lost your kids, and now you don't know how you done slid so far down. And it's because you allowed your ego to get in the way instead of that warrior in you to help you go through and grow through. Because everything that we did from basic training to the time that you ETS, it may not have been hard mentally or physically, but they definitely challenged you to go through something to help you grow to who you are today.
And it's all about how you approach those challenges in life. Hey, just like you're saying, hey, those challenges in the military, through all this stuff, hey, you were successful. Hey, you made it out. Hey, you got honorable discharge and everything else. It's all about how you take those challenges and how you, adapt and overcome those challenges, adapt and overcome those missions in life. Like, hey, there's going to be hard times, and sometimes it's really going to wear you down. But it's all about how you adapt and overcome. Hey, whenever you go to a mission, and you have an obstacle comes in, and you weren't thing you weren't expecting it. Hey, we had to figure out how we're gonna do it another way, right? You always have an A, a B, a C, a D, an E plan. You've got to have those plans in life, right? If something comes across, hey, look, I'm going to adapt to this. How I'm going to overcome it, right? You got to have a situation, action, and a result
Absolutely.
in your life. A situation, action, and that's one of the things that at Home Depot, as a manager at Home Depot, he always tells us a SAR is what they call it, an acronym. You know, in the military, we always had acronyms. SAR,
Oh
situation,
man.
action, and result. Situation, action, result, right?
Right.
Situation, action, result. Hey, look, when it comes to that, what's the situation, what's the action, and what's the result? Whether it's a positive or a negative result, don't matter. But what's the results of it? If it's going to be a negative, what you're going to do to overcome it? If it's a positive, okay, what you're going to do to make it better, right? And
What are
you
you
really
gonna
got to take
build on
yourself and
that?
take a step back. Yeah, how you going to build on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You really got to take yourself in. There's never a negative to it. Never a negative to it. If it's if you feel like it's a negative, it's because you're making it a negative. You've got to think positive about everything you do. It doesn't matter what obstacle. Hey, son, you lose a significant other, like as in marriage, hey, divorce, whatever. You got to think about it. Hey, look, I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna move on. Hey, look, I'm gonna be there for, you know, my significant other. I'm gonna reach out and try to make it work. If it doesn't work, hey, look, there is too many, and I understand this, and it took me a while to understand this. When I was living in Virginia, it was little small town, podunk town, like
Mm-hmm.
nobody around type deal. Like it was very, and everybody dated everybody, and you dated the same person, everybody else dated type thing, right? Like the world is too big to sit there and beat yourself to death on an individual, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
too many people out there, too many people out there. You've got to explore it. Sometimes it takes you to get up and explore, get out and go somewhere. But staying in the same little spot that you're
Do
staying in.
something. Here's the thing. You don't grow to a better version of you if you keep doing the same shit the old you used to do. My
Yeah,
list.
yeah.
I just took on my father. My father's 72 years old, and he is me and my family's responsibility. I am his care provider. I'm his power of attorney. Like that's what Big Sarge is back into a leadership position. I'm leading my family, but it's different now because I have to take care of my father, and it's like, oh God, dog it. Where was I going with this? Bring it back to my remembrance, Jesus, because you know I forget sometime. What were we just talking about? What were we just talking about? It'll come back to me. Don't worry about it. Taking on my father and what I'm supposed to do and leading him in the way that I'm supposed to. The old way I used to do things, it don't work anymore. Like my old schedule don't work for my new life. And in order for me to grow, I have to shift and do things differently. You know what I'm saying? Just to get it right. But sometimes we don't see how much we've grown because of the people that we hang around, that we keep ourselves around. They not really moving on. You know, they stuck in the same place. Case in point, look, the old with the new. When I was out doing Uber real heavy, I want to say it had to be late 2019. I met a gentleman. I think he was originally from Alabama, backwoods Alabama, no, Mississippi, backwoods Mississippi. He said, "This is him, Caucasian gentleman," and he talked about. He was just real with me. He was like, "Man, my family, they grew up using the N word, and it was kind of rampant in my family." He was older than I was, and he was like, "I just didn't understand it, and I grew up with this
Play ice cream
misconception
paint job.
of what people were and what black people were, what Hispanic people were, and how they acted, because this is what I was taught." And he said, when I joined the Navy, I realized that the world was so much bigger than me and so much bigger than where I had come from. And two of my best friends, he was saying, was black and a Hispanic. And he said, now here it is 15, 20 years later,
Light 'em up.
30 years later, when I go home, they're still, hey, nah, ice cream paint job. Hey,
You hear that?
hey,
You hear that big dog? Hey,
hey,
hey.
ice cream paint job. Hey, I need to go outside and swing my car from one side of the driveway to the next.
Hey, you know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
that need to be the theme song for Grunt Speak. I don't know if Shooter gonna agree with that, but that right there used
Hey,
to get us through. Hey,
face bump.
but talking to that gentleman and him saying the military changed his life and showed him a different part of life. And when he went back home, he still had family members that believed that racist life or that negative stereotypical life, and he couldn't understand that. But at the same time, he did because they never got out inside of the environment. A lot of times, guys get in the military and it rocks their world. It shows them something different. It changes what they've ever seen. But then when we get out, we go back to the same thing and we don't grow from that, if you know what I mean.
No, no. I mean, I can definitely, I mean, to a certain
Hey,
extent, I understand. Hey,
hey, I got my straight out of Detroit shirt on, so I'm on my old school, new school.
yeah.
I got this saved on my Spotify, man. It's one of those things that you hear a certain song and it take you back to a certain place. I can remember that time we were riding down Route Irish and we were swinging from lane to lane and Sergeant Ashby got on the mic. I remember Tosto saying, Sergeant Smith, I'm about to key the music. I'm like, go ahead. He like, well, I'm just telling you because Sergeant Ashby, I'm like, play the music. This is what we do. Sergeant Ashby was hot, but he couldn't get in because everybody had the mic key.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Hey, look, hey, I want to go ahead and shoot a question out there. My battle's also here. Hey, if there was a certain song or certain something that you listened to while you overseas that kept you in the groove, kept you upbeat, kept you in the mode of being over there. Hey man, give a shout out. Let us know what it is. I'd like to be able to hear what y'all got to say or what song that kept you moving, kept you motivated. I guess you could say motivated overseas
Yeah.
to kind of help you get pushed through or kept you in that grind. You know what I'm saying? Because ice cream paint job was a big thing with in
Man,
my battles in my squad with a dirty third. You know, we did things with outside of what everybody else would do.
I think it brought us comfort. I know for me, it was one of those things that brought me comfort. Like, I don't care what they say or how tough you are or how tough you thought you was. When you went outside that wire, it was a different hair that stood up on the back of your neck. So every time we played this song and we got our mind right, it was just like, okay, I'm ready for whatever comes today. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is focused, everybody is on point, everybody is in unison. And right now, we not a lot of us not in unison with ourselves, and that's why we feel like we going through hell. We not in unison with ourselves. We don't have our fellow grunt brothers right there to talk to about what we've been through, and we don't know who to talk to, and that's why you keep looking at you for what you used to do or what you used to be, and not seeing that who you are right now. You were talking earlier about something, and I'm like, I was thinking to myself, if you breathing, you good. If you breathing, you good. You were talking about being success and having to see success. And you know what I'm saying? It's like the Bible says, having the faith of the mustard seed. If you breathing, you good. Because you have an opportunity to do something to make you better. Even if you got that Dear John, Jody got your girl love letter.
Hell yeah! Like, dude, if you're breathing, you already have the means for success.
That's
Hey,
right.
if you're breathing and you're alive, hey, and you've got things going on, hey, mentally you've got to tell yourself, hey, look, I've already got one thing better. I think this comes back to I don't know if it was a story from school or from the military. I can't remember, but you know, you really got to think to yourself, you guys. Hey, like people say, "Oh, my life sucks. I have this, that, and the other going right." I've heard stories where, hey, well, my life sucks because I have one leg. Hey, no, it doesn't suck because there's a person out there with no legs, right? They got just two legs gone, and you know what? They're like, "Oh, my life sucks. I have two legs gone." Hey, You know, there's a person out there with two legs gone and two eyes gone. They can't see, right? They can hear, but they can't see. They can't walk, right? There's a person out there worse, right? You always got to put yourself in the better perspective, right? No matter what you got going on, you always got to look at the positive way of life. No matter what it
Hey,
is.
hey, hey, where you going? Where you going?
Hey, where
Huh?
you going? Hey,
Okay, hold
slow
on.
down.
Hold on, Whiskey Charlie. Hold it down for a
Hey,
second.
all right, you better go get him.
You're not you're not gonna be able to get up and walk from that chair.
Y'all are there. Just listening. Hey, it's part of life right there when you got some youngins. It's the only rough part in life right there, outside of being an adult, is watching over your kids, or maybe your wife. Who knows what Sergeant Smith, who Sergeant Smith's chasing after right now? But you got to be supportive. And you also got to be, like, got to be there to support no matter what. Because too many things going on out in the world these days. I don't know if y'all all pay attention to the news, but these child abductions and stuff like that. You always want to be aware of things going on in your significant other and or child's life, because you got to be there to help support them no matter what the situation is. If it's a kid, you know, you gotta let them do their things. You gotta let them do it, but just be vocal with them and let them know that you expect how can I say this? Expect knowledge where they're at, or you know, uh, let them do it. Let them live their life. You know, you gotta let them live their life, no matter the situation. You gotta let them live their life, but also you let them know that you want to be there to support them on their decisions and help them guide them. All by myself, and I don't care. Uh-oh. We're just like blank here. I don't even know if y'all really can hear me right now. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I see myself in his laptop, but I don't know if y'all can hear me. We're gonna get this thing worked out here. Wait up a second here. I'm gonna go and turn on some more music. I've been drinking. Alexa, Lee Greenwood, God Bless America. Here's God Bless America by Lee Greenwood on Amazon Music. To live in here today. Oh man. I need to be able to, hey, if y'all can hear me, Grunt Speak, I need y'all to be sharing this. I need some more questions and answers here going on this page. So if you haven't shared it, man, give it a shout, give it a share. We're trying to make this big. We're trying to help our fellow battles out. Mentally and physically. We're trying to help everybody.
So,
Big Sergeant's coming back. Watch out. Shh, everybody. Shh.
no, don't shh.
At ease.
I ain't heard that so long. You'll have it again in a second as I take off. That's my new life that's not part of my old life, man. It's I have my father now, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. But 72-year-old, and it's not the easiest thing to do all the time, and he's sometimes not always there, and sometimes he is there, but he needs a lot of help getting there. So I have to make sure I get him there. Hey, I see you. You got your
I'm
belly
listening
out?
to hey, I'm listening to Lee Greenwood. I don't know if you know who he is,
No, what
but
he
Lee
sing?
Greenwood. Oh my God, come on, bro. All right, I'm about to let you listen to it. Hold up a second. All right, you ready?
Yeah, y'all ready?
Alexa, repeat. I'll repeat the song. All right, hold up a second here. All right, here you go. You ready, Big Sarge?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's my children and I want. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today. Cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that
Is he singing
away.
Toby Keith? American? That's Toby Keith, right?
You hear it? You hear that? You hear that, Big Sarge?
Yeah, is he singing Toby Keith?
What the hell? I know you ain't saying that. Lee Greenwood's the first person that came up with that song. God bless America.
Really?
Yes, Lee Greenwood. He is a baby's knees when it comes to that song, man. If you
Mm.
now that's the live version, but if you actually hear the actual version when he sings on CD,
But
I'm not a
so you said his name is Lee Greenwood?
Lee Greenwood. Look it up. Yeah, his first song will
Damn.
pop up whenever you look up Lee Greenwood. Lee Greenwood.
When did he make that? I'm just asking. Did Toby Keith remake that? Is that song?
Yes, yes. Toby Keith remade that.
Cause I don't listen to I don't listen to country all the time like that. So when I
Man,
first heard that
I
song,
listen to everything.
when
Right
I
there,
first
bro.
heard that
Right there.
song, I
That
didn't
video right
know,
there. That
huh?
video right there, man. That video right there that you watching right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that, man. I just I like the Toby Keith song, and then wow, I've been singing that song and all this time. I got it on my Spotify and everything. I thought that was Toby Keith. Now I'm gonna have to go get the
Nice.
real thing.
Yeah, you have to get the Lee Greenwood's version, man. It's a
Yeah.
throwback, man. Hey, look, look. It comes into habits and family. Hey, like military, we always got our habits in the military and everything else, but also family. Like my family, my dad, he was into older country. He listened to some older rock and stuff like that. But my dad was really big into older country. Uh, my mom was a real big rock type person, rock slash pop slash hip hop and rap. So between both of them, I get to where I listen to everything. I mean, I can
So
say
your
I can listen from.
so your mom was the thug and your dad was the square.
Yeah, I can tell you this much though. When I was overseas, I can remember Sergeant Cifuentes. If y'all been
Hey,
listening, what's up, Sergeant Cifuentes?
seafood.
Seafood. I do. I can remember us listening to music over intercom, like me queuing it up every time, and he would always he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna guess the next song here," and he always would say every song, no matter who it was, it could be rap, hip hop, it
Yeah.
could be country, rock. He goes Los Lobos, man. He goes Los Lobos, Los Lobos. That's who that is. I'm like, sorry, you're fucking around. Quit that shit. He's like Los Lobos. That's who sang that song. And then one time I played Los Lobos, and he's like, and he named some off, man. I can't remember what it
You know what? I want to send a shout out to Tosto and Tosto's mom. And the reason I say Tosto and Tosto's mom, because I remember Tosto's mom had that barbecue shit from South Carolina and the dry ice styrofoam box. I want to say shout out to Tosto and Tosto's mom for sending a barbecue from South Carolina to Iraq.
hey, hey, look, that was legit. But what about Specialist, aka Corporal, whatever you want to call him, Rankin, growing grass in Iraq?
I know.
What about
On his patio.
that? On his patio he built, bro, like out of boards and stuff. He got sent grass seed. Grass seed. I want to give a shout. Look, I want my battles out there that's watching this page right now. Let us know that there's anything that was strange as shit that was sent to your battles overseas that kind of stood out to you. Like Grassy. Who the hell gets Grassy to grow grass? And then he was out there with scissors.
Cutting it.
In the grass as it was grass. Bro. Hey, I remember hey, what about the squad battles, bro?
I want to send a shout out. I want to send a shout out to Deer Man. Because Deer Man made some funny appearances.
Deer Man.
Yeah, man, look.
Corporal Page.
Yeah. Corporal Page, Sergeant Z, Sergeant Torres. Yeah, Cavazos.
Hey, do you remember the time that we wrapped up
Lounsbury. We put him on the CO porch, and the first sergeant came out and took pictures of him.
Yes.
Yeah, man, those were good times, man. I wear my Jack Mountain T-shirt sometimes when I'm rucking.
Bro, I need to get me a Jack Mountain. People should understand. Hey, when a tornado comes and your shit's hitting the fan, hey, look, if we will drive home, people will get you up the fucking side.
Hey,
water running down the side.
Listen, it won't listen to me though. It won't get you up there faster than the Ranger running with no shirt on in the rain with a Ranger cap.
Hey, the tent was getting thrown everywhere, and his ass was still standing there yelling commands.
Yelling commands, bro.
Fuck up. Get your ass somewhere else. We're all headed up the fucking hill so fucking covered.
And just like infantry, after about 30-45 minutes, we went right back on the range and went hot. Well, I won't say that. I won't say 30-45 minutes, but we went right back on the range that night. We went back, we trucked back to the barracks, kind of got a little bit of refit, and we was right back on the range.
Yeah, but all the other companies that was out there with us left.
They left hours early.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden we're out there like, okay, why are they leaving? Like, we're about to start live fire. We're about to get this shit down. And all of a sudden we're fucking getting hit with fucking tornadoes and shit like that. Like, hey, fucking Captain Smart's like, y'all have to stay.
Yep. All right, Whiskey Charlie, I'm going to shut down our Grunt Speak Live because I think we didn't touch on what we need to touch on, and I'm going to talk to you for a second. So if you got something you want to say to close out to the people today about leaving your old self behind and growing to your new self, like you got that high-speed, backdrop behind you looking all fly in your beard, right? So if you want to say something to the people to say good night, what you got for them?
Hey, Battles. Hey, man, you just got to keep your head up. Keep the will, keep it drive. You got to be your own positivity. Ain't nobody going to drive your own positivity. Ain't nobody going to drive you except for you. You got to be yourself out there, you guys. Hey, you're special in your own type of way. And I'm not talking about special as a special ed or special type of thing. I'm special in your own type of way. You got your own drive. Hey, keep it going, man. Hey, if you ever need to talk to somebody, hey, reach out to Whiskey Charlie out here. Hey, I'm gonna let talk, man. Hey, I'm very, very talkative person, and I keep it secret. I'm not. Hey, we're here to help you. Hey, we want to help you no matter what. That's why we created this page, is to help each other as an infantryman out there. And I just started reaching out for my benefits. So if you have any questions about trying to reach out about your benefits, you guys, hey, reach out. Don't be afraid. Like, I was afraid at first, only because I had that mentality to myself. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing that I need.
Bro, get your benefits, man.
Hey, you gotta reach out there and do that, you guys. Don't be afraid. There's people out there right now that are seeking benefits outside of the military. And I ain't downgrading anybody, but there's people out there seeking out benefits that don't deserve it. That are getting it, and you that serve for this country, you that 1%, you that 1% out there that went out there to sacrifice your life, and you still made it, and even though your battle may have not have made it and everything else, go out there and seek those benefits, man. You deserve it. Go out there and
Absolutely.
get that. Go out there and get that money. That money's yours. You
Con-
deserve it. No matter what, you deserve that money.
Peel back that
And let me
old
tell you something.
mindset and think about your family and moving forward, because you're not going to be young, fast, and fierce all your life. You're going to get older and bones going to get sore and you ain't going to be able to get up and get right. So
Hey, it's going to get harder as you get further down the road. You guys get it now. Seek it
if you
out
don't want to
now.
help you, at least help your family.
Exactly. Hey, it helped your future family.
That's right. Well, I hope this motivation and inspiration in this episode of Grunt Speak, where it's by grunts for grunts, where everybody is welcome, but everybody cannot and will not be a member. 11B, 11 Charlie, 11 Mike, 0311. Everybody welcome to be a part of the family, but everybody can't be part of the platoon. You got to hold a certain MOS identifier. So make sure you share this video, comment down below so we can talk about it a little bit more in the middle of the week. Reach out to me, Big Sarge. Reach out to my partner, Whiskey Charlie. Reach out to our partner, Shooter 6, Killer 6, who out there in the ATL checking out his next wolf den and doing what he need to do for his family, getting rid of the old and continue to move on to the new, not getting stuck at the place that you in, but loving the place that you in as you begin to be a better version of you every single day. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful night, man. We out. Peace.
Bye-bye.
So this is